Real estate prices continue to rise in major cities around the world. The question is it a good time to buy? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Many people ask me this question all the time, and that is, should I buy a property now or should I wait for a correction? What we need are indicators of the general health of the economy, but also in particular we need specific indicators relating to the current prices and how that relates to our income and other things. One of those indicators we'll discuss today. So take a look at this article here. Toronto prices up 15.7% in May. Real Estate Board's latest stats say the price increase an average of $64,000 from the same month last year. We have an extremely high rate of increase in the housing prices in select cities around the world. This goes for cities like Toronto and Vancouver and Manhattan and San Francisco and all around. Let's look at one key indicator of housing prices. We'll move on right here. This is an explanation of the price to rent ratio. You can see this on other websites, perhaps other YouTube videos. Let's quickly cover what it is. And I should mention that this is just one of many indicators, but it is critical. It's a measure of the relative affordability of renting and buying in a given housing market. It is calculated as the ratio of home prices to annual rental rates. So for example, in a real estate market where on average the home is worth $200,000, it could rent for $1,000 per month. The price to rent ratio is 16.67. And that's determined using the formula here, 200,000 divided by 12 times 1,000. So anyway, this is the formula, this is the explanation. It's basic, but essentially it's a way to gauge, is it time to rent or is it time to buy? And like I said, it's just one of many, but it's important. So let's go into the article deeper, and it's interesting. If you'd like to know about this more, definitely recommend reading it. It's referring to the US, but this applies, of course, to the whole world. Based on the ratio of rental cost to home values, Manhattan is probably the most expensive city to buy a home. So what we're looking at here is the other end of the spectrum. Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, these Texan markets are favorable to home buyers. The average ratio right here is 19.21 in the US. Now these numbers constantly changing, but you're looking at the ratio 19.21. And then you see a city like Manhattan, which I believe here they're showing above 60. And then you have many cities, in fact Honolulu was near the top there, and you have other major cities fully exceeding that 19.21. So if you're going to the major city centers, you're going to have more expensive housing prices, and that's just obvious. But what you need to determine is it really the time to buy based on this? That's what you'll get from this information. I talked a lot about the indicators to look at in my book, but I wanted to break it down here for you. Look at this here. This is Numbeo.com, just one example. And, I selected Toronto as my city. And actually, this is perhaps Canada, actually the nation itself. As we see the different values over the whole nation. And you can see the same thing if I scroll down here as you look to the different numbers. They have everything, including price to income ratio, and they also have the price to rent ratio within the city center and outside of the city center. And you see the nation being 18.26. So, approximately the same as the US. But when I choose to go to Toronto itself, the numbers are different. See, the price for the rental, you're seeing about $1,500 as opposed to $1,100, so things drastically change there. And you can see, if I scroll down a little bit here, as we see the price to income ratio being different, as well as the price to rent ratio being 21. This is not really fully accurate, because when you look at Toronto and you see, well, these numbers here, it doesn't look much different than what we see nationally. You have to understand that the rental prices have increased dramatically as well. So, as I said, if you just take just this one indicator, you're not going to see the whole picture. But what I would suggest you do is you take this number and you take the city that you're in, find the price to rent ratio, look it up for yourself, see what it is, and then look up the prices that you see in that city, or perhaps it's a city that you want to buy a home in. This is an important indicator to look at, but it's one of many. I'd like to cover a whole bunch of these different indicators here and add them to the eCourse. So, of course, always be checking that out, the Money GPS eCourse. I'm going to do a better video with diagrams and everything like this. Just wanted to mention it to you because I'm consistently being asked, is it the right time to buy? But it depends on your city, and even in that city, there are different pockets and regions where it would be better or not. So, of course, there are many factors. This is just one. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. And of course, if you found this informative, you'll definitely find the work that I'm doing at my own site here even more informative. So definitely check out the Money GPS eCourse. Just go to themoneygps.com, click on the link in the bottom left corner over there where it says the Money GPS eCourse, and you can see all the videos that I have been adding to this, which will be of interest to you. Take care.